Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here for a meditation a day. We're here today to do a meditation excavation, which means we invite you to join us in meditation. And Teri and I will just share with you what we are seeing and experiencing from Spirit. Teri, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Delight to be here.
Yay. Okay, friends, let's just go into meditation. So get yourself comfortable on your chair, or if you're laying down, close your eyes if that's what's most comfortable to you. We're just going to take a couple of breaths just to slow our thinking down and slow our breathing down. So Teri, they're starting us out in the heart space today, so just drop in there quickly if you would. And they're handing out beautiful white flowers. Does not look like any flower here in our realm, but they just wanted to give us that just to start the meditation. It's beautiful. So thank you. Now we'll go down to our root chakra. We're going to take a breath into that root chakra, and that's the center that symbolizes our health and safety in the world, our finances. So let's take a breath into that chakra, and as you envision it, watch it spinning clockwise with no impediments. If anything gets in the way of it spinning freely, just kick it out. Let's take a breath in, send it to that root chakra, and we're going to watch with our mind's eye as roots, like tree roots, grow from our root chakra, heading all the way down our legs, down our feet, down through the layers of the Earth's surface, and down into the center of Mother Gaia. In your mind's eye, just watch to see what kind of roots they are. Are they thin? Are they thick? You can change what those roots look like, make them look and feel a lot sturdier if you want. When you feel nicely ground in, let's go back up to that heart space. And Teri, let's just sit with our white flower while you bring in the spiritual divinity.
It's a beautiful flower. It is different than any flower I've ever seen. And just so full of energy. So let's invite in our angels and just invoke their energy of, first of all, Raphael with healing, Michael with protection, Gabriel with clarity, and Uriel with balance, bringing us further into Gaia, helping us to really feel that centeredness, feel the healing energy that comes up from the center of the earth, and bringing us more and more into our hearts, pulling that energy all the way up and anchoring it into the heart. And then asking the divine to look on what we're doing, to bless it, to open us up to possibility and potential, calling in Christ consciousness, Divine Mother, Mary Magdalene, any of the ascended masters, saints, loved ones. We just ask all of divinity to join us today. That kind of powerful day where we just are surrounded on all sides by love. Let it be magnetized. Let it pull you in your heart toward that love. And I'm just seeing, Ruth, this flower. It has almost like little tentacles. I know they have a special name, but there's like magnets on them. So it's really pulling in this love energy into the heart. So beautiful to watch that process.
They are very special flowers. And what I'm seeing, Teri, is that they are each, gosh, this portal seemed too strong. It seems like if we were to step into our flower, it feels like it takes us each on a separate journey. So I'm going to do that. Teri, can you sense that about walking into that flower?
And I hear alchemy. So as each of us takes that journey with the flower, it's going to appear in whatever way we perceive it because it shifts and changes. It's kind of a shape-shifting flower that it's going to be exactly what we need as we do this meditation today. The mind turned into a beautiful deep purple when I start to go into it.
Mine is white with little tiny bits of pink in it. But I see for me, mine turns into a hallway with several different doors that I could access. So friends, looking at your flower, what colors do you see? Can you smell it? What does it invite you in to do, to experience?
Interesting, Ruth. When I go into mine, I have a wide open space. It's almost has the feel of a ballroom, like you would be partying in there, or a beautiful dance that's going on. There's mirrors on the wall. It's very interesting to go into this portal.
Teri, are there other people in there?
I don't see any yet. I just see this spacious room that could hold, it looks like thousands. It's so big. And I'm just walking into it and looking around and admiring all of the ornate mirrors that are there. They're like these old-fashioned mirrors. They're not stark at all. They're very inviting. So I'm going to see what happens when I look in one of these mirrors. And when I look in the mirror, I see people around me. But when I'm just looking without looking in the mirror, I just am alone, standing there by myself. Kind of freaky.
One of my doors opened to a desert, another one opened to an ocean. So of course I went to the ocean.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting there and it's interesting because I am alone there. And it reminds me of The Truman Show. Teri, you're familiar with The Truman Show?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it reminds me of The Truman Show. How much of our lives are like The Truman Show, except for we're the ones creating it, manifesting it? It's interesting because all of my doors lead to places with no other people.
That is interesting.
Huh. I don't think I like that. I want to switch and find one that's got some folks in it.
Well, I'm still alone in the ballroom. All the people are in the mirrors, which I think could be a real message in itself.
Mhm. Teri, I'm coming to your ballroom.
Yeah, it kind of felt like these were connected. The mirrors were behind the door. You know how sometimes you go into an older house and they have the mirror on the back of the door. Yeah, getting some clearing there so we can see more clearly. It's interesting because there's different kinds of dances going on depending on what mirror you look at. There's some waltzing, there's some swing, there's even ballet.
Teri, can you ask the folks from a mirror? Can you invite them into the bigger ballroom?
If they will dance their way in with us. It's like we have to turn a light on somewhere so they can see us and see the room. I'm looking for the light switch. So the angels are being really funny right now and they're saying abracadabra. Okay, so how many times do we search for a switch, an on word or method to bring something about instead of allowing that miracle to just take place? I think
So
that's what their message is.
look towards the top because what I'm seeing is one of those old-fashioned little pull chains like you used to find in the old closets.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I do that, there's like a chime that's attached to each one, and they're just starting to make noise and twinkle out for us. I'm beginning to see some of the dancers, and it's some people that are well known to us that are now in spirit. I see our Linda. and Camille. I see Jeannie all dressed up.
Oh, of
This
course.
beautiful scarf on and like a feather hat, like they would wear back in the flapper days. It's all decked out.
She loved clothes like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sensing Archangel Raziel is here behind all of this with the mirrors. Raziel loves to make us laugh and lighten up the energy. And I know, Ruth, a lot of times when he comes to you, he shows himself with a top hat and cane and decked out in tails.
And I'm going to another mirror and I'm seeing again the string pull chain, but I'm seeing my mom and dad. I'm seeing Sylvia, my father-in-law, Cliff. I mean, so it's interesting because this particular ballroom has a connection to folks that we have loved and lost.
Mm-hmm.
But we're having to invite them in.
Right, because they're in our heart, but sometimes we just kind of tuck them away. Sometimes it's a little melancholy to go to that place where they are in our heart because we're not able to just call out to them and talk to them on the phone or go visit with them. But they're wanting us to recognize their importance in our life and in our hearts. If they didn't go away, they were like what we envisioned just now, like in this mirror. They're not standing right beside of us, but they're there. I see some little ones also, Ruth. I'm not sure who they are. I'm not familiar with them.
So I'm seeing a lot of folks now in our ballroom dancing, having a great time, and it just seems like they all know each other, have been together. But it's funny that they were coming in through different mirrors for us, but they all are well acquainted.
Because we're all in this oneness, this great field that where we all are at all times, whether we're in a physical body still or we've moved beyond that and are just in our spirit being body. But we're all in the field of one. And this just shows how it's so easy to connect in when someone that we say the word lost, we lost them. We didn't lose anything. They're still right there.
Hmm. So Sharon, behind me, which is such a funny abstract term when you're in a space like this, I'm seeing a casket or two, and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if that means that somebody is going to be passing soon. Of course, somewhere in the world, somebody will be passing soon, but I wonder if it will be somebody who's passing soon that we know.
Soul family that we gather together when we inhabit the earth. I'm seeing purple. So it feels like it's very imminent that they're joining the ranks with the other spiritual beings.
And we know that whoever it is will be absolutely fine in this new realm. It's not new. It's a realm that they've known before many times, but they will be fine. I guess, Teri, it just feels like we are being prepared.
Yeah, our hearts are being prepared. And now I'm starting to see some animals, beloved animals that were so close to us when they were in their physical, and now they're like little angels to us. And they're dancing, little tails are wagging.
I love how we never lose our pets.
They're right there.
Yep.
I see some that just left recently.
The words I heard were, we never lose love, no matter what form it comes in, an animal, a person. We never lose love.
It's energy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't die, it just shifts and changes.
So this is interesting, Teri, because I just saw some of Divine Mother's handmaidens, and what I've seen is that when somebody is being prepared to transition, and sometimes they don't even know it, that the handmaidens are there preparing them, preparing their souls for the upcoming transition.
Interesting.
It is interesting. So I don't know if whoever it is that's going to be passing even has any idea in the earthly form that they will be transitioning. I had seen Teri with my cousin, that they were preparing her about 6 months before she went. And of course, time doesn't mean anything in the spirit realm. So what looks to us like what could be imminent could, be 6 months, a year. Time doesn't mean anything there.
Right. Yeah, it's like they don't even realize how long they've been gone or how new they are to spirit. It's all feels just right where they are. Sometimes as humans, we try to put some thought to it, like oh, they're new in spirit and, they're doing whatever new people do, but it's really just going back into the love. That's all it is, returning to love.
Teri, I just went up to one of the mirrors and I looked in it and I realized I cannot see my own reflection in it.
Mm.
And I'm thinking it's because they're not really mirrors as much as they are openings,
Yeah, like windows.
like windows.
Mhm.
But what's kind of a cool concept, Teri, when you and I transition, it would be cool if we would be able to come back and be seen through someone else's window and invited back in to enjoy each other's company for a little while. The chimes like that idea.
Oh, yeah, to dance and play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like what was important for us to know today is that we can always see and acknowledge our loved ones, no matter what the form. And when they are seen and acknowledged, as we did today in this meditation, they came closer to us. So if you have loved ones that are in spirit form, call them in. Just invite them to come sit with you. Maybe go out in nature and sit on a park bench or on the ground and invite your loved one to be there with you. It's that simple.
But there is something that we need to do. And for us, it was pulling the switch to turn on the light, right? There's something you need to do, an invitation you need to make.
Yeah, it felt like the pulling of the switch was opening up our spiritual eyes so we could see.
Mhm. Yeah.
How beautiful. Beautiful time together in spirit today.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I was
Yeah,
not expecting that one at all.
not at all. But I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Yeah, thank you, Teri. Friends, thank you for being here. I will be curious to know if any of you walked into your white feather and what it was that you experienced from that space. So if you remember to send Teri or me a message in Facebook Messenger. Take good care, friends. Looking forward to 2024 with you all every day doing a meditation. So God bless. We'll see you all soon. Thank you, Teri.
Thank you, and bye, everyone.